If you think grizzly bears are just giant, sleepy creatures who eat fish and hibernate all winter, then you're about to see them in a completely new light, because behind those thick layers of fur and raw strength lies one of the most complex, intelligent, and misunderstood animals in the wild. Today, we're diving deep into the world of the grizzly bear, the symbol of wilderness, power, and survival in North America. From the icy rivers of Alaska to the misty forests of Yellowstone, this is the story of a creature that once ruled half a continent and almost disappeared from it. Once upon a time, grizzlies could be found across the Great Plains, from Mexico to Canada, but as humans expanded westward, their world began to shrink. Today, there are roughly 55,000 wild grizzly bears left in North America. More than 90% of them live in Alaska, where wilderness still stretches for hundreds of miles untouched. The rest are scattered across Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho, with a few surviving populations in Yellowstone National Park, one of their last strongholds in the lower 48 states. In Montana alone, around 800 grizzlies still roam the mountains. In Wyoming, about 600 survive around Yellowstone and Grand Teton. And in Idaho, only about 70 remain. It's a fragile balance. One storm, one forest fire, or one bad hunting season can change everything. But somehow, these bears endure, just as they have for thousands of years. When you meet a grizzly in person, hopefully from very far away, the first thing you notice is size. A full-grown male can weigh 400 to 800 pounds, while some coastal bears reach an incredible 900 pounds thanks to their protein-rich salmon diet. Females are smaller, but still massive, around 300 to 400 pounds. Despite their size, grizzlies can sprint up to 35 miles per hour, faster than a racehorse, at least for short bursts, and they're not just runners. They swim across icy rivers, climb ridges, and dig dens deep into the mountainsides. Their sense of smell, it's said to be 7 times stronger than a bloodhound's, allowing them to detect food or danger from miles away. Each fall, grizzlies enter what scientists call hyperphagia, an extreme eating phase where they can gain up to 400 pounds in preparation for hibernation. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. When a grizzly hibernates for 5 to 7 months, it doesn't eat, drink, urinate, or defecate, not even once. Its body literally recycles waste and fat to survive. It's nature's ultimate survival system. And deep inside the den, during the quietest months of winter, new life begins. Mother grizzlies give birth to tiny cubs, each weighing less than 1 pound, blind and hairless, who nurse and grow until spring. When they finally emerge, the snow is melting, and the cubs take their first steps into the light. But life for a grizzly isn't easy. They're solitary creatures, roaming enormous territories, up to 1,500 square miles for a single male. Finding a mate is hard. Raising cubs, even harder. Grizzlies reproduce slowly. A female gives birth only once every 3 to 4 years, and she won't mate again until her cubs are grown. That's one reason their population takes decades to recover. They're also some of nature's most misunderstood carnivores. Despite their fearsome reputation, grizzlies are omnivores. They eat berries, roots, insects, and fish as often as meat. They'll hunt elk calves or steal a carcass if needed, but they're just as happy feasting on wild blueberries. Still, when food is scarce or cubs are threatened, their temper is legendary. Most fatal bear attacks in North America come from mother grizzlies protecting their young, not from predatory behavior. They avoid humans whenever possible. But in the deep woods of Yellowstone, a sudden encounter can turn deadly for both sides, and when that happens, it's almost always the bear that pays the price. Beyond the fearsome image, grizzlies play a vital role in their ecosystem. They're called ecosystem engineers, because every step they take reshapes the forest around them. When they dig for roots, they aerate the soil. When they eat berries, they spread seeds across miles of wilderness, seeds that grow into the next generation of trees and shrubs. Without them, entire ecosystems would change. So yes, the grizzly isn't just a predator. It's a gardener, a recycler, and a guardian of the wild. Today, grizzlies remain threatened in the United States and endangered in parts of Canada, but conservation efforts in Yellowstone, Alaska, and British Columbia are bringing them back from the brink. These bears have outlived ice ages, droughts, and centuries of human fear, and as long as the wild still exists, somewhere, the spirit of the grizzly will live on. If you've ever seen a grizzly in the wild, or even in a video, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Power, mystery, beauty? Tell me in the comments below. And don't forget to share this story with someone who still thinks bears are just big, sleepy animals. Asterisk if you enjoy wildlife stories and fascinating animal facts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our amazing content. Thank you for watching.